Hello, everybody. Welcome to WhatCulture Gaming. I'm Scott, joined by Jules.
Hello, everyone.
Jules, my friend, my voice is Rex, but it's not the only thing that's shot to bits. According to Rockstar Mag's Chris, a reliable GTA/Rockstar leaker, and this is a leak notice by DSO Gaming, written up as well by Dexerto. GTA 6 is apparently in development hell, and the project has been restarted multiple times, with the most recent one being just last year, because Dan Houser's departure was last year, and apparently him being lead writer, man who brings things together, and him departing the company apparently left one hell of a hole in development, which the team are struggling to bring back together. I do have a couple of quotes, but what do you think of that?
Well, the thing is that when this morning, I usually do this thing with Scott where he has the headline news and I'm just here to react to it. I'm the color commentator. The problem is that when he said there's GTA 6 news, I was like, oh, fair enough. What new fantastical thing will be going off to new vistas, going off to space? Are they going to go like the Saints Row route and go even crazier, just over the top? But no, hearing that it's actually delayed and it's sort of fractured and stalling, that's kind of it's a bit of a wet fart, this news, isn't it? What's going on, mate?
Well, so apparently it's in development hell. The quote from whoever Rockstar Mag Chris has been talking to is, "To date, this is the most chaotic project of Rockstar since their creation." He goes on to say that Take-Two were planning to announce GTA 6 last year, and they apparently wanted to get the initial announcement out the way last year. Obviously, all the stuff happened across last year into this year, but Dan Houser leaving seems to be the main thing, because he was the lead creative on almost every main Grand Theft Auto, including the Red Dead Redemptions. He's pretty much their shining star. You can also go on our channel, WhatCulture Gaming's channel, where I put together a video looking at Red Dead Redemption 2 through the lens of this seems to be a commentary from a lead writer about the death of Rockstar over time.
Right.
He obviously departed anyway, and he set up his own studio. But Grand Theft Auto 6 will be the first main GTA without his involvement since like GTA 1 or something. It's just he's going to be a big miss.
When did he jump off of GTA 5 to go work on Red Dead Redemption? I assumed that it was as soon as that project was done, he was on there, because let's just say if we're to look at GTA as what it's like to be helmed without him there, then the GTA Online experience, the intense sort of microtransactional heavy storefront, the zero lack of single player DLC interest in there, that does speak to a mindset that is more money orientated than maybe any of the previous Rockstar entries have been. Red Dead Redemption admittedly did go down the same route, but he got to tell that amazing long form story throughout its campaign. So if we don't have Dan leading this project, and we've got that going forward, I'm very worried about where things go. Because, no offense, where can GTA go from this point? You and I have voiced this like so much. Like GTA 5, for all of its flaws and for all of its controversies that it had surrounding it, it is a great game.
Oh yeah.
And it's very hard to see where they're going to take it from there, because all you can really do is more of the stuff that you've already done.
Well, that was always the thing with GTA 5, because I think that it is the most opulent version of that blueprint, and and GTA 5 was the one, like me and Josh just did a whole podcast. Go subscribe to the WhatCulture Gaming Podcast on the different eras of Grand Theft Auto. There's like the old school stuff, which is going to be coming back in the definitive edition, and there's obviously the GTA 4 onward stuff, which is more cinematic and it's a little bit more grounded. And then GTA 5 was kind of splitting down the middle. It was sort of like you kind of had chaotic stuff, you kind of had playful, experimental, sandbox stuff, but you also kind of had the cinematic side of it. And I feel like you said, it's like, where did they go from here? And if you don't have the guy on board who helped helm that over time, then I wonder how many of those wider business interests start to take precedence. Because even Take-Two Strauss Zelnick said that they've talked about annual releases before, and they said that the reason they don't do that is because they want the brand to rest. They said the value in it is taking the time, but they also said that they didn't expect it to be this successful. So I wonder what that is going to be like. If there was a GTA every year, it would still sell.
Oh, I would hate it if there was a GTA every year. I tell you what, that formula would be done into the ground. It's like the Ubisoft, like Far Cry formula. Like it's the same thing over and over again, and just even their own games have like elements that are lifted from it. I would utterly despise that. So I'm glad that they do give it a long time to rest. But my problem is that we're just going to look at the sales figures. I know that they are. I know that the devs and the people, the higher ups, they're going to look at it and say, well, this works. And we want this to keep working. So let's just do exactly this over and over and over again. The problem is that you're not expanding the brand in any way. You're actually killing it by releasing the same game. I can't speak for what this game is going to be like. But the fact that it's had several restarts from what you've just said there, that is a totally worrying sign, because it means that they're reacting to stuff that is happening now. They're forward planning by going, okay, right, this is working now. We can't do what we did before. The vision that we had just doesn't work. Maybe because it will not make enough money because GTA 5 is being held up on this massive pedestal of being, this is what you need to achieve.
Well, it's
with
like
GTA 6.
it's kind of fascinating just how much of a behemoth GTA 5 is. Like we obviously grew up with the entire franchise. GTA 5 sales numbers eclipse every other entry in the series, and it's that whole thing of, you know, if you were the number cruncher at the top, it's like, we'll just let this keep going. But like it becomes their Skyrim, it becomes the thing that or their Minecraft, for example. It's always in the top 10 charts, and it always just keeps selling. But if if you need a creative mind at that studio going, we can't just rest on our laurels, we need to do something else. And if that person has gone, then I wonder who steps in to be the next Dan Houser. But judging by the very light comments that are here, it sounds like the team, like that they were almost blindsided by Dan Houser leaving, that they maybe didn't have someone that was ready to step in to be the next Dan Houser. It's like the way that Rockstar were always built as a company was always around the Houser brothers. It was around the producer Leslie Benzies, it was around Laszlo Jones. Like they had that core team. When that whole report came out about the 100-hour work weeks, that was about that team, that specific group of people who would wait until the closing months of development and then crunch their asses off to get everything done. And if that whole team has gone or dissipated or whatever, then that throws everything out of whack.
There is one thing that we might be able to look at and maybe glean a tiny bit of positivity. Maybe the reasons that the project has restarted so many times actually might be to do with reflections in the work culture that they was dragged over the coals for. Maybe it's the case of they weren't being treated properly, and the fact that we're restarting, maybe they're giving more time to the team, maybe they're giving more things, and a restart in that sense might just be in terms of a work ethic program. I severely doubt that is, but if I was to try and spin a bit of positivity from it, that's what I'd say could be taken from that.
I would hope so. They have enough money to do that. It's not, I mean, that's the thing. You look at games that keep selling that we get annoyed by, like Skyrim or GTA 5, and it's not that they're not selling. I don't know anyone who's not played that game at this point, but you could.
The fact that it's coming out on the PS5 and the new Xbox.
That's the whole thing. But it's like you could just sit back and let that stuff continue to sell. Yeah. If you do want to give the dev team more time, the appropriate amount of time, let that old game keep selling. And just let that sort of roll out. A wider question, though, is what do you want from GTA 6? Because I wonder how much. Say Dan Houser was still there. He was the dude who obviously helmed a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2, who's the lead writer on it. And a lot of the comments or a lot of the tone in Red Dead Redemption 2 is very serious. It's very self-reflective. It's all about the sort of death of lawlessness in the West and all that kind of stuff. I wonder if they would do a Grand Theft Auto that is as laden and is as, simulation style as Red Dead. It's like, would that work if a really serious, weighty Grand Theft Auto?
My question to you is this: what is the most played aspect of the GTA 5 experience? It's GTA 5 Online.
Yes.
And what is the GTA 5 online experience at the moment? It is chaotic, over the top.
It's wacky banana time.
Utterly ridiculous. It is airing, and I know that fans will be pissed off at me saying this, is airing on the Fortnite hello my fellow kids route. Like it's trying to be too cool and edgy for its own good sometimes. And that's not to say if you enjoy that, that's absolutely fine for you. Sometimes I look at it and I just go almost, like, I'm in the wrong age demographic for this.
Yeah, so I mean, like almost all multiplayer games over a long enough time will get some sort of neon based skin or a neon car or whatever it is.
So therefore, do you not think that they'll just lift from that and just be like, well, this is what is kind of reflective of the GTA experience, let's just take that. So maybe we'll be set in like a cyberpunk future where it's all like GTA 6 is far flung into the far distant future, flying cars, robots, sassy quipping, like laser guns, pew pew pew.
Maybe. I mean, I think they'll go even more banana sandwich with GTA Online, but the leaked stuff that's out there for GTA 6 in the main, if it's true, which has been corroborated by a few more known leakers on the inside, is a map of Miami. It is their sort of new age take on doing the Miami Strip and all that kind of stuff again, which isn't very detailed, but it seemed like that would be the route to go. Like you had GTA 4 was a redux of Liberty City, GTA 5 was San Andreas. The only one that was left was Vice City. Yeah. So assumedly that will be where they're going for the main, but I think the evolution of online will be even more crazy.
I do think that might be the one area where they can still invoke some freshness within the series is by using the time period of a different era to sell it. Like I think we all felt like it was part of a living, thriving world in like LA Noire when they took us back to like the 1920s and stuff like that. It felt I like the fact that they can do period pieces like this. And I think that if they chose Miami as in the heyday of the 80s or late 70s, again, like letting you like tear down the Sunset Strip with like those open top convertibles and stuff like that, that is a feeling like that I got from Vice City that I can't wait to play in the definitive edition, and I would love to play more of that in the future.
It's interesting because Vice City is obviously going to remind people of how much they love that time period, but it's interesting in regards to how much wider media has done the 80s thing at this point, from Guardians of the Galaxy to, I mean, well, like I said, re-releasing Vice City, but like the latest Guardians soundtrack has tons of songs from Vice City. It's almost like all of the 80s is just this one playlist, and I feel like that might be the thing that they channel to sort of try and get people back in their good graces.
Do you think it's going to be very weird when we move into the era of the 2000s? Like it's going to be
Limp Bizkit comes back in. Yeah.
Well, they already are. They got a new album.
The new album's pretty good.
The thing, don't.
It's a good album, Jules.
This is different news story.
Snacky Poo, mate. Carry on.
Sorry, is that the name of the title?
That's one of the. No. The album's called Still Sucks. There is a song called Snacky Poo.
Oh.
Snacky Poo. That's what he says over and over again. That's the chorus. That's all you need.
Is this the end of the news?
I've got one more thing.
You're killing me here right now.
To throw in. Snacky Poo is just in amongst this leak stuff, which we're going to skirt over because it's nowhere near as important as the GTA stuff, is that the Red Dead Redemption remaster is apparently going to have the upgraded feature set in regards to the GTA Definitive Edition, i.e. they're taking the original Red Dead Redemption and assumedly adding Red Dead 2 controls, GTA 5 controls, whatever it is, whatever you think of in terms of modern, Rockstar feeling games. We'll have to wait until the Definitive Edition comes out, but that is the thing that's being compared to for them revisiting the Red Dead Redemption remaster, and apparently that will also be coming to PC. So that was something that wasn't mentioned before.
I wonder if the DLC will make the jump to it, because Undead Nightmare still retains to be one of the best DLC expansions that you can get in gaming. If they manage to do that with the GTA 5 or the Red Dead Redemption 2 controls and graphics, I will be playing the ever-loving piss out of that. The Horde mode stuff from that, absolutely love the explosive shotgun.
Bring it all back to Mr. Dan Houser making one of the best games of all time. Red Dead Redemption is up there in possibly the greatest thing ever made by a set of humans. But yes, let us know what you think down in the comments below of GTA 6 being restarted so late in the day. Can you stand waiting another 5 years or whatever it is for the next Grand Theft Auto when GTA 5 has been out since 2013? For now, I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com.
And I've been Snacky Poo.
He's also been Snacky Poo. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.